Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Ohio Gripe. This is episode 5, I believe.
I believe that's correct. Hello, everybody. How
It's
we
not
doing?
actually episode 5. It's episode 5 with Patrick.
No, I think it's episode 4 with me.
Oh, and 5 with
And
season
5,
3.
and I think so. I could be off by one, but
I
hey.
think you're right.
But yeah, whatever. We're here.
You like that?
We're here. Will you stop that?
Can't help it. I can
You're
play
like a little kid.
I can play with everything, and it all sounds so horrible. Listen to this. I'm sorry.
All right, listen.
Okay.
Up for adoption is one Mark. Please, somebody come and get him. Now, see, I had that wrapped up all nice just a
I
minute
know,
ago,
but
and
we
you
had
just
a
ruined
we
it.
had a buzz, and we had to get rid of the buzz.
Well, listen. The buzz came from, I don't know, all the...
A bad cable.
No, all the energy drinks we were drinking.
Yeah, I don't drink energy drinks.
He's lying. It's all coffee.
I drink coffee. That's all I drink.
Look, we had so many energy drinks. The dogs are burrowing under the.
Dogs are born this way, but okay.
Why are they under the?
Because they burrow. When they sleep, they go in like a bear.
See, I mean that's cute until you accidentally sit on one because you don't know what's under that blanket.
I told you before, when you own dachshunds, there are responsibilities. You got to be careful how you pick them up. You can't let them jump around too much, which is why I have ramps all over the house. They have. There's a trade-off. The entertainment value of those dogs are absolutely through the roof, but you have to be careful. You can't sit on them. Can't step on them.
Well, you shouldn't sit on any dog.
Right. But a big dog can handle it a lot better than those little ones.
Yeah. Well,
And you can hurt their back so easily. Matter of fact, a friend of mine was over just Saturday helping us prepare for the parade.
yeehaw.
Anyways, and he went to pick him up right behind the front paws, like his armpits, picked, and he looked at me, and I'm like, yeah, you got to be careful. So I showed him how you have.
Scoop him up by the butt.
Yeah. The best way to pick up a dachshund, I can even explain it to you. You get your one hand, whichever is your non-dominant, behind their front armpits, their front legs. Then you scoop. I usually tuck their tail so my hand don't touch their butt, and then you lift with their butt. So you pick them up by their butt and support the top, like a baby almost. That's how you pick them up. That way their back doesn't, because they're so long that all that strain gets on their back, and it can throw a disc, and then they can't walk and all that horrible stuff. So you have to pick them up by their butt. You lift by their butt, support them by your butt.
Or you do it like me, and you just sit down and wait for them to jump on top of you.
Right, yeah. And I also, a lot of people say you can't let them jump at all. I disagree. It's high distances and frequently, but I think that running and jumping helps their muscles stay strong, and it's a balance. It's a formula. Let them jump and play. Just don't let them jump all the time. And if there's something like our bed that's really high up, I have a ramp, and they use it. They go up and down that ramp, no problem. They don't like jumping, but off the couch, I mean, the couch is what, 2.5 foot?
I don't even know I don't know if I would call it 2.5 feet.
Yeah, and it's carpet, so they can jump off the couch. And I've had 3 dachshunds. I had 2 dachshunds prior to these 2, and I've never had them have a back issue. So knock on plastic.
Knock on plastique.
That won't happen, because I adore these dogs, and I don't want to have to buy them those little tricycles.
I will warn you, if you ever meet Mark's dog, the one will lick your eyeball.
He will lick anything. One of them's a ninja. Lux is a ninja. He will sit there and stare at you, and as soon as your mouth opens, he's in there. Tonsils, back, throat. What's that thing that hangs?
Uvula.
I mean, he is just, and he can do it in a fraction of a second. Bam! And then you're like, Sully just likes to sniff, so he'll just be doing this the whole time. And he has no boundaries. He just sniffs whatever he wants to sniff. And if you push him away, he just comes right back. And he was sniffing Patrick's ear not too long ago.
Yeah. I was sitting on the steps, and he was sniffing my dome.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Mark, you need to control your dogs. Dogs need to be taught. Yeah. But it's so funny to watch people go, oh, he's so cute. Oh. To me, that's entertainment. So I just let them do it.
So now that you guys know Mark's an a-hole, moving on.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, hey, by the way, I remember we were discussing a song that played on one of our little tests and the show that came from, and you were saying how that you couldn't find that show streaming anywhere. I found it.
Cool.
So I'm gonna have to send you some information. Oh, what are we doing here?
No, go ahead.
You're,
Yeah, I just got a little audio issue. I think I can fix it real quick.
oh my God! Stop! Oh my God! Stop fingering stuff.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Now we're back in stereo.
It's not big enough for us to start over, so.
Anyway, but no, yeah, I found it streaming on Roku on one of the channels. So, like you say, you can put your Roku through your Prime, but I don't know if you get the Roku TV.
Yes, that's
part
what you get
with it.
Yeah, Roku is basically Prime's. Actually, it's the other way around. Prime is Roku's competition. So you have, let's say, you have the Roku bubble. You have the Roku channel, and then you have all the other channels that go through Roku, like HBO and Cinemax and
right.
all those.
Right.
Now, there's Prime. So you have the Prime bubble, which, of course, goes with Amazon. So you then have audio, and you have free shipping, and you have all the video. So when you get the Roku in Prime, all you get is the Roku channel.
Okay, but it's not on the Roku channel. It is part of Roku TV. Like, I have a Roku television. The whole television is ran on Roku. Mm-hmm. And then when I plugged my antenna in, by the way, yes, I still have an antenna because I live in Northeast Ohio, but I'm not a Browns fan. So I have an antenna so I can watch the Steelers.
I'm not going to argue. I want to get one. I just haven't done it yet.
So anyway, so when you do that, then the Roku TV throws a bunch of channels in there, and one of them is something. I can't remember what it was. I'll have to send it after looking. But anyway, and they stream the show that we were talking about. Mm-hmm. The only reason I don't know, I just ran across it. English is tough. But it's it's a great show.
I'm not the only one.
But it's a good show. It's from the 80s, and it's a detective show, and yeah.
I ran Apostle. That might have to be a T-shirt. I don't know if you've noticed.
How about I ran a hostel?
But there you go. That's scary. I don't want to think about that, especially since I watched the movie. I got to quit fidgeting with my face.
You got to quit fidgeting. We both do.
I watched the last episode.
I've been watching,
and the whole time I'm like,
I do it too.
I just always play it. I got to stop. I just need to. Like the Celtic Girls, the one with the chick that never moved her hands, and she was like this the whole. I need to be like that.
I don't know if you want to do that because that would look really weird.
Yeah, but it's better than doing it. So, anyways, I was talking about doing cocaine one day.
I didn't know you ever did cocaine.
I've never done cocaine. I was just trying to make a joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm gonna give you some advice about that. You've never done it?
No.
Don't.
I won't.
Because I'll tell you what. I used to work in a place where a lot of that stuff went through, and I've met 0 people that did not enjoy it.
Oh.
I have met not one person that tried it said, that sucks, I'll never do that again. Mm-hmm. So don't ever try it.
Okay.
Because I can almost guarantee you, statistically, you're going to like it.
Those damn statistics.
I hate statistics.
Fiber, it doesn't matter. Anyways.
Oh, here, something else I got to ask you.
What's that?
I don't know if you know this, but Toots, my girl, she also lives where they have the same cable provider as you.
Massillon Cable?
And they are just going to town in her neighborhood, putting in fiber optic.
Yeah.
Have they done that here yet?
I don't know, and the reason I don't know is...
Oh, you would know.
No, hear me out. I know you liked it, but hear me out. They're putting in an entire new neighborhood where this farm used to be. So I don't know if they're just extending what they have to that new neighborhood, or if they're redoing everything as fiber optics. I don't know. All I can tell you is the trucks have been in the neighborhood, and we've been having disruptions.
Well, I will tell you this. I think you would know because where she's at, there are 10, 12 trucks, and they're not all Massillon Cable people. Some of them are some contractor that they must be using to route cables or something. But there are trucks everywhere. It looks like friggin' Massillon Cable's parking lot.
Yeah, we haven't seen that. We've seen a handful of Massillon Cable trucks.
See, I bet you they're just running over here and they haven't done your fiber optic. And you'll probably know because there's also, like, I don't know if you noticed, there's like little green boxes out there. Mm-hmm. There'll be a big tube and a bunch of cable next to that they're winding through the tube. Mm-hmm. And then what they'll do is you'll get a little door hanger that tells you what they're going to do to your house because they're going to dig a hole from the street to your house.
Well, they already did that. There's a big hole running right across my front yard.
Okay, was that when they put the original cable in?
No. This was just recent.
Oh, okay. Then they probably already did the whole neighborhood. It's probably done. Because that's what hers was. They're going to dig a trench, and then they said we're going to leave it for...
They didn't put shit on my door, though.
Oh, they didn't tell you?
Fuck no. We just noticed there was a big hole in our front yard.
Oh, see, she had a little door hanger, told her what they were going to do. And I guess after they do it, they put the stuff in. Then you get a big dirt mound for, I think it said 6 to 8 weeks. So it could settle properly before they would repair.
They didn't say shit. I was going to repair it this spring, just throw some new seed down.
Well, according to the thing she had, they will do it. But they just let it settle for a while so they don't have to come back and redo it.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. I have so many vermins under my grass anyways.
Vermin?
I have chipmunks and moles and voles and you name it. You go step in my front yard and you'd like sink up to your neck.
Would you like to borrow my electric zapper?
No, I don't know yet. I have the winter to find out what works best to get. I love chipmunks, but they do so much damage. We have one that lives under our patio, the cement. And he's so adorable when he sits there and he chews on stuff. But he's removed so much soil from underneath that slab that the slab is starting to, slide down. So now I got to have someone pump it back up, put all the dirt back under it. And I just hate to do it. But, I mean, if he's going to cause me that much money and that much damage, I can't have him out there.
Well, I mean, you could just try to catch him and relocate him.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get something that'll drive him all the way, not just this one.
Okay, well, I will tell you one thing that works.
I even peed in the hole.
You know what? I'll tell you something that works.
What?
And I don't know if you like it or not, but just outside the hole, if you drive a stake a couple feet into the ground, have it up, then you take a little thing that's going to catch the wind, and every time the wind blows, you put a rubber ball on it so it bangs the stick. Dum, 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 dum. It'll drive them nuts and they'll leave.
Ah. Well, there you go. A thumper. A doom thumper.
I mean, I don't know. You kind of got to make them. I don't think they used to be able to buy them way back in the day. Like when I was a kid, my grandpa used to get them.
The EPA probably shut them down. That sound is not good for the environment. We're destroying the earth. The sound travels to the earth and it disrupts China.
Well, I think probably what happened was they found chemical ways to do it.
Yeah.
And now they banned the chemicals and they stopped making those things.
Yeah. Anyways. My dad knows how to do it. I'll contact him.
But yeah, the thumping drives them nuts. And if it's in the ground by where they live, they're going to listen to it constantly. That's the other reason, like, there you go, there's something else you can learn. You want to learn some more wildlife stuff? Do you know why beavers dam everything?
No. Well, they make dens.
Well, they live there, yes, but they dam water because the sound of water moving drives them bananas, but they have to live in water. Because that's where they eat and, they eat bark. But, I mean, that's where they live and, so they dam stuff so they don't have to listen to the water moving because they don't like the sound.
Wow. Sucks to be them.
So then you just put some tannerite in
those frickin' flat asses.
Well, then you just dig a little hole, put some tannerite in there, stand back about 100 yards and rack it with a 308 and boom, blow up the beaver dam.
Oh, blowing up beaver.
Hey, listen, man.
That sounds like a porno.
That does kind of sound like a porno. Beaver blowers.
No, blowing up beaver.
But now listen, there's plenty of cool videos on YouTube of people blowing up dams.
Yeah, I'm not really into that. I mean, not that I have anything against it. I'm not going to watch that.
I just think they're hilarious. I just like watching people blow shit up.
Remember what I said last week about Instagram sending me these videos?
Are you still getting motorcycle videos?
No, worse. Just last night, I'm cruising through Instagram, and what pops up? A video of some guy who shot an arrow through a dog.
What the hell is that? What?
And the dog was still alive, and he's walking around, and he can't move his head because the arrow goes in it by his shoulder and comes out at his back hip. And, it's like, oh, look at me, pay attention to me. I found this dog, and I took him to the vet, and I'm willing to bet someone who knows that videographer shot that fucking dog, which is why the dog didn't run away. That's my theory. I don't know if that's true, but why are they showing me that shit?
Well, my question is, and again, Instagram, Facebook, they're all the same people.
They literally are the same people.
And that's not allowed. They're not allowed to show shot animals. Like, that's one of the things that they say. Even YouTube, people that have outdoor channels, you're not allowed to show the kill shot or will demonetize. You can have it, but you're not going to get money for this. I don't
know if this applies because it wasn't dead. And they didn't show it getting shot. They happened to cross it.
Oh.
And what I'm saying is I read an article that, I don't know the percentage, but a lot of those videos, the people hurt the animal and then videotape them saving them.
Yes.
Because they're making money off the clicks.
Now, I've heard that they have really cracked down on those people.
Well, in the States, yes.
Yes,
remember,
yes.
China doesn't give a crap about animals, nor does the Middle East.
China doesn't give a crap about a lot of stuff.
Now, Britain, I think, is they'll kick your ass, I think. But anyways, I'm just saying, I mean, that's cruel. Somebody, that doesn't happen in nature. Arrows don't fly through dogs in nature.
Well, no. I would say that most arrows that are flying around in nature are shot from a man
Right.
trying to, get some food.
Right. So somebody shot this dog, and whether it was the person who saved it or someone else.
Right. Now, I will say that there probably are those people out there that shoot stuff just to kill it, but I would say that the vast majority, are people looking for food.
Can you hear that?
I can hear that. Quit picking at your nails.
Can't help.
Like a little girl.
I have a cuticle. Why do you have to hear it?
Everybody has a cuticle.
Like I could.
We all have cuticles.
My hands are out of shot. I could sit here and scratch my finger, but no, you have to hear it. It sounds like a dog. I'm just going to sit here. I'm not going to do anything.
Stop. There you go. Good, Mark. Good little Marky.
Don't make me start panting.
But anyway, so if we found your show that you wanted to see, I guess I have to...
Have we said the name of the show?
I don't know. The Simon and Simon.
Simon.
From back in the 80s. Great show.
Love it.
I like it. You like it. The girlfriend likes it.
I would play the music, but it's copyrighted.
How did they hit you for their last
They
one?
did. Before we started doing our little thing here, I did another streaming test about a month ago. And I just put that music because that's one of the greatest theme songs. There's a handful of shows back in the 80s that had great theme songs. A lot of people point out the A-Team. It was okay.
It was
Magnum P.I. is another good one. Okay. Simon and Simon is my favorite.
That was awesome one.
And then what's another one? Oh, Hardcastle McCormick I thought had a great one.
That was a good one, yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, I can't think.
So you got copyrighted, and they took the music down.
Yeah. No, they didn't do anything. They just hit me with a copyright. And if it was anything other than YouTube, I'd really pay attention. But everything on YouTube is copyrighted, and everything is a pain in the ass. So if they remove the channel, I just don't care. We're getting 1 view per episode. So
no, we're up to 13.
Oh, okay, great.
I'm pretty sure. Let's check. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, and by the way, I know I said last podcast that we would live stream on Rumble. As it turns out, that's not possible.
Yes.
In order to live stream on Rumble, I would not be able to live stream on any of the other channels. And we don't get enough love from Rumble to do that, so I'll just upload shit to Rumble.
All right, let's see here. Where are we at for ours? Look at that. I just got an email. Boom. It says here 17 views, 13 views. See, listen, man. We got this going on. Let's see. The next one here has only got 5, but it's only this one's only been up for a couple of days. Boy, we went way over on that one. Look at that.
Yeah, we did. It was like an hour and 20 minutes. That's all right.
Yeah.
I'd rather have more content than not enough.
I don't know what we said on this particular episode.
Oh, I was ranting about motorcycles.
No, this one over here where we got the 17 views. Look at that. We're blowing up YouTube.
Yay. It's about time. I've only been on YouTube since 2006.
Well, now that you got a good-looking guy with you, people will start watching.
I guess.
All right, so do you want to get more views on YouTube? I'll tell you what. If we get 25 likes on this video, Mark will do the next podcast shirtless.
No.
I think
because we will lose all 25 of those people.
I think we might gain some people just because they'll be laughing at it.
Yeah.
If we get 30 likes, I'll do it topless.
Yeah. Okay. Why can't we do that the other way around?
I don't know. Because I thought of it. That's why.
Yeah, I guess. Protect yourself first. Now you completely wiped my head of what I was going to say.
Yeah, you're all worried about being shirtless on camera.
I barely like being shirtless alone in my home.
Well, you're never alone in your home. You got a home. I'm alone in your home. Again, English is tough. You're never home alone. You got dogs.
Yeah, but the dogs can't talk.
Oh, I don't know.
Thank God. Anyways.
They talk with each other like, God, look at this guy.
I'm going back to bed.
There's our famous cuckoo clock.
The cuckoo. One of these days I'll take a picture of it and put it on the website. The whole website needs redone. I'll do that one of these days. I don't think people go to it very much, so.
Will you stop making noises?
I can't help it. I'm always fidgeting and cleaning and. I'm sorry.
Once again, Mark is up for adoption. No rehoming fee. You can have him for free.
Sure.
And actually, I'd have to confirm this, but his wife might actually pay you to take him.
Oh, I know. You'd have to ask her.
She'd be like, here's $100. Here's Mark. Make sure you feed him at least twice a day. Bye.
I'll send him with a basket of food. Actually, I have to do it again because I'm going to readjust
Oh,
this.
my God.
I can't help it. It's slacking.
It's slacking.
There. Oh, that's much better.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay. Now, what were you oh, you're talking about Simon and Simon.
Yeah. So I have to send you the correct name of the channel.
If you out there listening, what do you like watching? I like Simon. These are the shows I watched when I was a kid, and I'm going to avoid the kids shows like the Muppets. Okay, I used to watch Muppets, but we're gonna. Yeah, I used to always catch the tail end of it.
Because it was on right before the Muppets, right?
It's time to go.
Was it? That was the pre-Muppets, right? They did that, and then the Muppets was next.
I don't know because Hee Haw was in there somewhere.
Hee Haw was at 6.
Okay.
Sha-na-na was 6:30, and then the Muppets started at 7.
Oh, well, there you go.
And then at 8 o'clock we had to turn all that off because Dad had to watch In Search Of. My dad used to watch Kung Fu for some reason with David Carradine. Anyways, so my favorite shows back in the day, I watched Hunter a little bit, and then I watched Magnum P.I. and I watched Simon and Simon, and I watched Automan, but only because the first episode was hilarious. Because if you don't know what it is, Automan was supposed to be this computer-generated superhero, and his car was a 70s Countach. Except it had all neon all over it to make it look like it was computer generated. Of course, I recognized the model immediately. But if you don't big into cars, it'll just look like this futuristic car. But the cool thing was it was supposed to be in the computer, like think Matrix, except 30, 40 years before Matrix came out. So when the car turned corners, it literally did a instant 90-degree turn. And every time it did that, they showed the guy who was the computer programmer who designed the superhero. And he would always fly up against the window because it would. Anyways, that was hilarious. He used to crack my mom and I up, so we watched the show. But it was a really bad show, kind of like Airwolf. Airwolf was terrible. Show. My dad loved that show, and it was terrible. Terrible.
What is so special about a helicopter that goes? I mean, the helicopters don't make that noise. Anyways,
that one did.
Yeah, it sure did.
Blue Thunder, on the other hand, was good.
I don't think I ever watched that.
See, now they made a TV show out of the movie. The movie was awesome.
Yeah, that had the same guy in it, didn't it?
No, that was Roy Schneider that did Blue Thunder.
Okay.
Before the shark ate him.
Right.
Oh wait, actually, the shark never actually ate
No,
Roy Schneider, did he?
No,
he made it through all of them, right?
He died from natural causes. Because I think by Shark 3 he was done with it. So
that would be Jaws 3, not Shark 3.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's kind of funny. Anyway, so Jaws 3 he was done with it. So in the movie they killed his character off.
Yeah, they wrote him off.
Had like a heart attack or something. Anyways. So yeah, Magnum P.I. Simon was a big one, and what I loved about it is Simon and Magnum P.I. teamed up. So the two guys from Simon and Simon ended up having to go to Hawaii, and so I thought that was cool because I liked the show before that episode. And what else? Hunter I watched, the A-Team I watched,
love that one.
Knight Rider I watched.
Knight Rider was good.
And let me think.
I never got into Hunter.
Yeah, I didn't. Hunter was just. I was a kid, so I didn't really understand it.
So I was never really into Magnum P.I. either. I mean, it was okay.
I watch Magnum P.I. now.
The one that my dad used to watch that drove me absolutely bonkers, Rockford Files.
Yeah, see, I didn't watch it either.
That was I think that was more of a 70s kind of thing.
Like Hill Street Blues?
Hill Street Blues was the early 80s, but my dad watched that one too.
I caught an episode of Hill Street Blues a couple months ago. I said, oh, yeah, Hill Street Blues, and I thought it was awful.
Yeah, listen, there's a lot of shows that I used to watch in the 80s, and I'm like, wow, this is bad.
Yeah. There's a lot of movies like that. There was a movie I watched. Oh, I remember telling myself it was awesome when I was a kid, and I saw it on streaming, and I watched it again.
And you're like, oh, my God.
I'll be damned if I can. There's a couple that I will love simply because they're so ridiculous and so bad. Like The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai.
Dumb.
That movie makes no fucking sense.
Nope.
And it's completely ridiculous. And I love it. I love watching people's faces when they watch it.
The other one that was so stupid it was awesome, The Blues Brothers.
Yeah, but that was meant to be funny.
But that was
that's like Howard the Duck.
Yeah, well, they made it that way. That's the way it was supposed to be. But
exactly.
The Blues Brothers is one of my favorite movies from back in the day.
But I think they actually tried to make Buckaroo Banzai, like a cult classic. Like a how some movies are stuck in that time period.
Yeah.
Yeah. like weird science is just stuck in
Yep,
that time
yep,
period, but it's still great. You liked Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Great movie.
Yeah,
I'll
but
tell you the
it's-
one that's the classic, the cult classic now. That dude, I freaking love this movie from the first time I saw it. Is The Big Lebowski.
Oh yeah, that is an amazing movie,
Dude, and listen, like,
and it's not stuck in its time period.
no, it's not, but it is a cult classic. Like, they actually do it in theaters at like once a year.
Yeah,
like
it's a great
They'll
movie.
have like a Big Lebowski week. I know Massillon has one. I think they do it at Massillon.
Yeah, that's just like Rocky Horror Picture Show. It'll never die. It'll never be uncool.
Well, see, Rocky Horror Picture Show was something I never really seen, and then I was kind of sort of dating this girl, and she got me to watch it. I liked it, whatever, and then things with her kind of went sour. So now I'm not really a big fan. But here, since you are a Northeast Ohioan,
Hey,
let me ask you this: in the beginning of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, when they're in the car, she's reading a newspaper. He's driving. What's the newspaper?
I don't know. I never looked.
The Cleveland Plain Dealer.
Really?
Abso-freaking-lutely.
So it's supposed to be set in Ohio?
I'm assuming that is what that means. But when we watched it, I was like, holy shit. And they're like, and the two girls I was with, yes, I date more than one. But anyway, they were like, what? And I'm like, she's reading the Cleveland Plain Dealer. And they're like, what? And I'm like, back it up, because we watched it streaming.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, wow, look at that. And they're like, we never, and the one girl watched it all the time. Like, her and her mom get dressed up and go, and she's like, I never noticed that. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty wild. So apparently the Rocky Horror Picture Show, English is tough, kids,
That makes sense.
is supposed to be set somewhere in this part of the
That
state.
explains a lot of the behavior in this state.
Listen,
The unconventional conventionalists.
listen. What he's trying to say is there are some weird folk that live here.
Yeah.
What he's not telling you is there's weird folk that live everywhere.
Yeah, but football fans are different in other states. Well, I mean, Pennsylvania's similar, and
little
Michigan. But, yeah, football, you shouldn't be that in love with football.
Well, listen.
You shouldn't. I mean, there's a limit to everything. Like it, but don't get into fistfights over it.
Well, see, now listen. I'm a Steelers fan. Always been a Steelers fan since I was a little kid. And one thing that I will tell you is like the rivalry between Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. The thing that is totally different, and anybody that goes to games in both cities will tell you this. If you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan and you go to Cleveland, you better watch your back, son.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
If you're a Cleveland Browns fan and you come to Pittsburgh to watch a game, people are going to give you shit.
Uh-huh.
They're going to rib you. You know what I mean? They're going to mess with you. But you don't have to worry about being physically assaulted because you're wearing a Cleveland Browns hat in Pittsburgh.
See. Now, look, here's the thing that I think of, since I couldn't care less about football, and I really don't care about Massillon versus Canton. But the way I see it, if someone lives in Pennsylvania
Yes.
and they come over to Cleveland to watch a Browns game, they are taking their money from where they live, and they're spending it here.
Right, which should be celebrated.
The better Cleveland does, the better the Browns do. Especially
Absolutely.
if they're buying food at the stadium. So the whole point of, I'm going to kick your ass, that just shows the mentality of those particular people.
I've never understood that because I've seen games in both Cleveland and Pittsburgh between the two. Mm-hmm. I actually watched the last Browns-Steelers game in Three River Stadium. That was awesome. But yeah, if you're a Cleveland Browns fan and you're in Pittsburgh watching the game or go to see the game and you're wearing Cleveland Browns gear, now listen, there are neighborhoods that you will probably get beat up no matter what you wear, being from Ohio and Pittsburgh.
Right.
But for the most part, you don't have to have your head on a swivel.
Right.
You can walk down the street, and like I said, you might hear somebody call you a clown or whatever. You know what I mean? But you don't have to worry about a Budweiser bottle at going Mach 3 heading towards your head.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't do that if you're a Pittsburgh fan and you come here.
You know, I think the reason is, and this is coming from a non-football fan, is that when you don't really like the sport, you only catch the broad spectrum of statistics.
That's true.
And Pittsburgh wins every once in a while.
I would say that they're at this point, I would say over the last 3 or 4 years, we're a 60-70% team. But back in the day, we won a lot of games.
Right. And the Browns just haven't.
No, not really. But
I would venture to say, has the Browns really done anything since Jim Brown left?
Oh, yeah. They had a good run in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
They missed the the playoffs or the Super Bowl, I should say, by the Denver Broncos like 2 or 3 years in a row. The Broncos beat them and went. And I'm talking by slim margins. This is back, I'm talking, that would be what, the Kozar days, like right after Brian Sipe. And even when Brian Sipe was their quarterback, they weren't horrible. Mm-hmm. They weren't like, top tier football team, but they were okay. But like the Kozar years, they actually did pretty damn good. They weren't no joke.
Why is it always one person?
That's just the quarterback that was there.
Oh, at the time.
When it happened.
Okay.
Yes.
Because there's always like this one name, like Marino. Does anybody know a single name that played with Marino, or is it just Marino? How could he be that good?
Well, he's just the leader of the team. The quarterback is considered the leader of the team, so that's what.
So they just know the leader.
Yeah, like Joe Montana.
Yeah, that's a name I know.
Jerry Rice was his number one receiver, but that would have been an '80s team.
The only reason I know Jerry Rice is we lived next to the Football Hall of Fame when he was inducted.
Oh yeah,
and he hung around the neighborhood quite a bit.
And I've heard he's a very nice guy. I've never met him, but I heard he's a very nice guy.
You don't know how awkward it is when you meet a celebrity and you're not into what made them a celebrity, so you have no way to appreciate them. When I met him, he had a really nice Camaro, and I recognized the name, and he's like, "How you doing?" Because I was walking into the Circle K.
Okay.
And I used to walk to the Circle K. I lived right behind it. And he's like, "How you doing?" I said, "Hey," you're Jerry Rice, right? And he's like, "Yeah." I said, "Hey, congratulations." And I flat out told him, I said, "I'm sorry, I'm not a big football fan." I said, I kind of a redneck that likes anything with motors. And we laughed on that, but I felt awkward. It's like, man, here's a guy I had an opportunity to talk shop with a celebrity, and I didn't know anything. I just congratulated him and, hey, hope you have a good time this weekend. And I live a few doors down if you need to escape the crowds or something.
Yeah, get away from people.
And we both chuckled. I knew that he wasn't going to show up,
Right.
And I said, have a good time, don't
enjoy camping.
Well, I think I said something along the lines of don't overdo it so you don't have any bad memories. But he's a super nice guy.
Yeah.
And I was really surprised at how young he was for someone who was getting a lifetime achievement kind of a...
Right. Well, I don't know, you probably wouldn't know who he is, but back in the day there was a guy, and actually he played, and then I met him after the last game that was played in Pittsburgh at the old stadium, Three Rivers. His name was Greg Lloyd. He was this just big, monstrous dude that played for the Steelers. And I only talked to him for 45 seconds, but he was one of the most polite and he is the most intimidating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll tell you the other person that I met it's famous, that was just like the most down to earth, talk to you like he's known you forever guy is Mark Calloway. Do you know who Mark Calloway is? You'd know him if I told you what his stage name was. The Undertaker.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Super nice guy. Hands about the size of my face, but
like basketball players. These guys are giants.
Yeah, but
how they find that many giants to play all those teams just kills me.
Yeah, but just a super nice guy. I think I said something, thanks for doing what you do, entertaining me. And he's like, "No, man, thank you for watching. So I got a freaking job, dude." Yeah. And then he really meant it. It was pretty awesome. He was a really nice guy, man. And
cool.
I met him at a barbecue. As crazy as that sounds.
Yeah.
I was with a friend of mine, and somehow they were distantly related to his manager at that particular time, and we were, I don't know, Tennessee or somewhere when we were all out. I was in high school at the time, and we went to one of the family barbecues, and boom, they showed up.
Nice.
Had some ribs and some corn on the cob and chatted with everybody, and then off to go beat people up.
Yeah. When we were doing the Hall of Fame parties, like I said, we lived right behind that Circle K there, so the Hall of Fame was just right behind us. We used to walk up there when they were setting all the equipment up and all that and walk around and enjoy it. I didn't care for football, but I loved the party. So the first year we just hung out. We just kind of watched the crowds and sitting on the front porch and just enjoying it. The second year, it rained the whole fucking weekend.
Ugh, yuck.
But the third year, at the time, I just started my own business, and I was DJing weddings and stuff to make a buck because I had all the equipment. I've been buying musical equipment since I was a little kid.
Right.
Guitars, recorders, amplifiers, speakers. So I had...
and by recorders, he means an actual recorder, not the thing you played when you were in junior high school.
I have one of those, too. I haven't taught myself how to use it yet, but I still have it. so I basically stage stuff, you know. So if I ever got in a band and was able to play a gig, I had the equipment to do so. So it was all stage stuff. And I figure, well, the difference between stage and DJ really isn't, as long as you're not scratching or an actual changing the songs, there is no difference. So I had all this equipment, and I said, holy crap, why don't I set it all up in the front yard?
Play some music.
And just play some music for the neighborhood.
Right.
That turned out to be a genius idea. We went all out. The first year, I just played music from 11 to 11. My friends came over. We had a good time. We did like trivia for the crowd because I had wireless mics. The second year was the year.
Okay.
The second year, we bought gift cards. We bought like gas cards, and I bought memorabilia off of eBay.
Okay.
It had to do with the Hall of Fame, including that piece there, which of course belonged to my father-in-law, but nevertheless, stuff like that. And we would do trivia and give it away to people. Yeah. And of course, it's all on YouTube. You just have to go to bring up YouTube. We'll find it.
We'll find it.
It might be under Midnight Guild, or it might be under Mark McVan. I'm not sure. Type in the Midnight Guild. Make sure you put the in there.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
It matters because there's another channel called Midnight Guild.
GIULD?
Yes.
Boom. Apparently there's a Midnight Guild 3 even. Come on.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. All right, scroll down.
Where is...
There's a video game group.
Yeah, I was looking at here channels. Boom. Because that was the name of the channel, right?
Yes.
Okay, we'll
it might be there. It might not. I can't remember what channel, because it was talking a decade ago.
Oh, well, it's not doing much here, so let's go back to here. Boom.
All right, well, anyways, so we used to do that, and we really enjoyed it, and it wasn't until we moved out of the neighborhood that we quit doing it, for obvious reasons. And now that neighborhood doesn't exist.
Yeah, my friends had a house there. My friend Ron and Courtney had a house there, and they bought it, and not the city bought it, I think. And it took them forever, but they finally tore it down, and now that's where like Don Shula's is at.
Right,
I think is where their house was at.
And ours was right there. I mean, you can't even drive down the street that we used to live on.
Well, so you probably knew them then, because they would have been your neighbors, the Courtneys.
Yeah, but we didn't know anybody.
Oh, you didn't pay attention to them?
No,
okay.
We never left. We'd left the house and all that.
All right.
Well, anyways,
let me. I had a technical glitch there in my. Boom. I don't think your internet likes my computer.
It's so strange. Are you connected to my Wi-Fi?
It certainly, I would assume so.
Or did you connect to like a neighbor's?
Penguins?
Yep, that's it.
That's you, right?
Yep.
See, there you go. Now, all you got to do is drive all the way through Mass and stop every 50, 60 feet, do a search, and when you find penguins, you found Mark.
Thanks. The fuck?
Dude, if somebody does that, I'm going to laugh my cojones off.
Especially when you go to my funeral, because you were some crazy screwhead who didn't like...
There's a Midnight Guild.
No, this one has a picture.
Just
keep going down. Like I said, we're not that popular anymore.
Well, another Midnight Guild. There's lots of Midnight
Yes,
Guilds.
I know. We were the second one when we started in 2006. Now there's probably 1,000 of them.
Okay, we are having trouble finding it here. Blues at Midnight.
Wow, you really are. All right, go back up and type in, just get rid of the, and just put in Midnight Guild.
Why don't I just do channels again and see if it goes through this time? Because there's got to be a way to do just the channels.
Yeah.
Boom.
There. Nope. Keep going.
Okay, now let's see what we got here.
What the hell? Did you spell it wrong?
I don't know.
GILDE?
No.
No, GIL. You did it right.
It's GUI or GIL.
Yes, you're right. GUILD.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought I did that right, but I mean, hey. And then we'll go to channels.
This is becoming interesting.
Yeah. We're going to have a completely silent podcast where we look for something on YouTube. All right, let's see here. Dun, 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 dun.
I wonder if we were hacked or something.
Maybe.
I haven't looked at it and I don't have a computer.
Well, it's because you won't walk 20 feet upstairs and get yours.
That's true.
Lazy crazy. Oh, there you are. Look, there's the cat. Boom. The Midnight
No,
Guild.
no. This one has a picture of a vampire.
Okay, see this Midnight Angel. That is really weird. All right, let's get rid of the. And see what we come up with. Over, back, search.
We'll find it.
And then we'll go to.
I think that's that's Midnight Kill.
Boom, 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 boom. You say it's a picture of a vampire?
Yeah, I'll recognize it immediately.
Perhaps they removed it.
Yeah, maybe they did. There was a lot of copyrights on it.
Oh, maybe they did. If there were copyright problems, they probably did. Just
all right. Type in one of our video names. Type in Satanic Bible.
Okay, you have to spell that one to me.
I can't.
That's not it.
Great. Now you got two co-hosts that can't spell.
Whoop. Now I got the caps lock on. There you go. Okay.
Now you're just going to have to type in the whole word. The video was so old.
Boom, 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 boom. That's from Onyx Circle. Let's see.
Scroll down.
Do, 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 do. Wow. This is an awful lot of research.
Wow.
Just so we can say, yeah, okay.
This sucks. If I had my laptop, I'd probably have it up by now. All right, do this. Put in the Midnight Guild, but put Midnight Guild as one word.
Okay. Like that?
Yeah, see if that works.
Boom, 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 boom. Thinking, thinking, thinking.
I'm not sure if I'm ready to have all that content taken off. There it is.
There
See?
you go.
There it is. So it's one word.
There you go. Well, who is this guy?
Yeah, that's a young me.
That hit. Whew, wow.
All right, go to videos and see.
Wait. We're looking at pictures now. I'm sorry, dude. You got me. All right, so we got to go to this particular channel,
Yeah,
right?
go to
This
the
is
channel. And then what you're looking for is
Videos.
anything that says Hall of Fame.
Shitting Dragon. That
Yep.
sounds funny.
Yeah.
The Matrix, Dairy Farm.
Yeah, there they are. There they are. See the guy with the red shirt?
There you go. Boom. Here's.
Yeah.
Get 2 and 10. Boom. Here. All right.
Well, you're not going to watch it, are you?
I'm just bringing it up so we can see. I'll hit the pause button so we don't. Whatever. You know?
Anyway, so go to, if you want to search it, you have to type in the space Midnight Guild, one word.
There you go.
And then you can watch the videos of us doing our little party thing. And then anyway, so the second year we went all out. And I had a buddy of mine who lives up in Akron who was awesome. He's just so outgoing. He can go up and talk to anybody about anything. And he knows about football. So it was really well. And then the last year we did it, we knew it was going to be the last year. So this is where I have to explain. Back in 95, I had all this recording equipment. And me and a cousin of mine, who kind of have similar tastes in comedy and what we enjoy doing, we decided to make a mock parody of a local radio station.
Stop picking at your nails.
No. And the radio station at the time had the co-hosts, these morning co-hosts that were just not funny. They were not funny, and they used to do, like, they would say something that wasn't funny and then, like, start laughing hysterically.
Who was this now?
I can't remember who it was because they had so many through the years.
What channel was it?
It was 106.9. Yeah, it was 106.9.
Okay.
So 106.9.7 was the on the dial.
It wasn't the Bob and Tom show, was it?
No, because that's what I was saying. It was before they started doing the syndicate. It was before that Twitch, Lido and Stitch and Twitch.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
And then Bob and Tom. It was before that, when they still had local guys. They had these two guys who just weren't funny. But what they would say something and start fake laughing because they were trying to say that, oh, we said something funny. But you could tell it was fake laughing. You can tell they were overdoing it. And I just thought, this is so bad. And I was a kid. You know, in 95, I was a young, like 20-year-old, 22. And I just knew it was BS. So I just, for fun, I'm like, hey, let's do this. Because we used to hang out and play video games. We're talking 95 video games, so we're like first Nintendo. And he's like, all right, screw it, let's do it. So we sat down and we basically made an hour of what would be our radio station. And I made fake commercials because
yeah.
the video editing I do now, I used to do audio editing like that when I was a kid.
Okay.
2 cassette decks, and then you'd have a third. So I used to make fake commercials, and we made fake all this stuff. It was really good, but there was some of the jokes absolutely would not go over today, and they barely went over last. And it was copyrighted. We used real music.
Right.
And because of the, there was jokes on people, racial jokes. They were just, you name it. So it was just for us. I made the tapes, and then I had them converted to CD, and that's it. That's where it ends. We'd let friends, people that I knew would have a conniption fit about it, listen to them.
Right.
But that's it. And it just kind of been locked up this whole time, and blah, blah, blah. It's just something I did. But it was me and my cousin. So now fast forward to the Hall of Fame. One of the things that we did do is we came up with a fake call letters. It was WWHY, where we asked the question.
Why?
Yes. So the last year we did, and this is on YouTube, the last year we did the Hall of Fame party, I had my cousin come out, and I did this big intro about how it's the reunion of WWHY. And I had this big, long intro, and me and him, and it's all videotaped and all up on YouTube. And it was a lot of fun. I've been looking for a way to redo something like that.
Yeah.
But where we live now, things are different now. Nobody does things outside anymore.
Yeah, well, some people, it just depends.
You have to get lucky and get to a neighborhood where everyone knows each other and they want to hang out with each other. But that doesn't really, this neighborhood is a great neighborhood, but everyone keeps to themselves.
See, now, here where we live, in the town next to us, which isn't Massillon, but they do First Fridays where everybody's out downtown, whatever, around. I just found out it would have been Sunday. Or no, it would have been Saturday. Because Chris came to my house before we went out Saturday night. So she left work and came to my house. We ordered some chicken from one of the local places there, and we had to go into Louisville, which is the town right next to where I live, to pick it up. Mm-hmm. They do Second Friday.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? I'd seen the thing, and I'm like, I didn't know that was even a thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that could be something to do that would be fun this summer whenever we're out and about.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping this coming summer that we'll be out and about.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
We could probably hit the Second Friday because it'll be a little less people. We can kind of get things rolling. You know what I mean? Instead of jumping right into the debauchery that is downtown Canton.
Yeah. Well, my thing is I'm a meat eater, and if we set up next to the vegan people who are trying to convince everyone that eating meat is bad.
We're gonna be eating steak online while we're watching.
I'll be one of those guys eating fucking meat right in front of them.
Screaming, hey, where's my chicken wings?
Yeah.
Listen, I say we get the spot next to them just for that.
All right.
And we'll get a big sign that says meatitarians.
Yeah, because, I mean, hey. Now, here's the thing. I don't have nothing against vegetarians.
I don't either. I don't have a...
Vegetarians are wonderful people. If you don't like meat, fine, you don't like meat. But the vegans, those arrogant, moral wannabes...
Yeah.
No. Because they're awful people. At least everyone that I've met. I'm not saying there's always exceptions.
Oh, absolutely.
But most of the vegans that I have met in person are just awful human beings.
Well, I got a great story about that, actually.
Yeah.
I used to work at the same place Ricky did at Marigold, and one of the guys that I worked with...
You want to slow that down?
I used to work with Ricky, your old co-host.
Okay.
We both used to work at a place called Marigold.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You went, Ricky did at Marigold.
Yep. I'm like, anyway, that's just the back story.
Okay.
But anyway, I worked with a guy there. We won't say his name, but anyway, his wife was a vegan, and they would talk while we were at lunch or whatever. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So they would video chat or whatever, and she would always just be on him. Oh, tell him not to eat that, and oh my God, it's so terrible. And I'm like, whatever. I never disliked her or whatever for that. I mean, that's her choice. She's trying, whatever. Well, then the one day we're getting ready to leave, and she's like. Or he's like, not her. He's like, I got to stop on the way home. I'm like, what are you is that a milk? What? He's like, no, I got to stop and pick the old lady up a pack of cigarettes. And I'm like, hold up. And he's like, what? I said, you're telling me Little Miss Vegan telling him to stop eating like that before it kills him is a smoker? And he's like, yeah. I said, you tell your old lady I just lost all fucking respect for her.
But cigarettes are made out of plants.
Yeah, but it's
So within the vegan realm...
but her biggest issue was all the chemicals and stuff that you eat when you eat like that. Do you know how many chemicals you get when you light a cigarette?
Yeah, that's
like 3,300.
Right. Yeah, that's completely different. So she was not a vegan to save the animals. She was a vegan because she didn't like chemicals.
Right. She didn't think people should ingest all those chemicals. It wasn't clean. Yada 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 yada. So then she's a smoker, and that's
what I mean. See what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what I told him. I said, "You know how many chemicals are in cigarettes?
It's the worst.
It's like 3,300 or 3,400. It's insane.
Yeah.
Let's Google that just because now I want to know. But yeah,
and don't get me wrong. If you smoke, that's cool. It's your body,
right? But don't be talking about how horrible
right.
it
but
is.
Don't condemn me for eating a steak when you're for being unhealthy. If you condemn me for killing the animal, then I mean, all I can say is, hey, animals kill each other in the wild all the time. I'm not playing that game. You know, I think I like to go to the fairs and 7,000. Okay, what's it say?
There are approximately 600
I'm gonna bring it with
ingredients in cigarettes. When burned, cigarettes create more than 7,000 chemicals. At least 69 of these chemicals are known to cause cancer. Whoa, I didn't know that. That's kind of high.
This is coming from the American Lung Association, by the way. This is, I mean, we Googled it, which I don't trust Google, but
yeah, but that's what that says, American Science. So it says, many of these chemicals are also found in consumer products, but these products are warning labels, yada yada. Okay, wow, 7,000. I thought it was like 3,000. Wow.
At least 69 of these chemicals. Oh, you already read that.
Yeah, 69 are known to cause cancer.
That's a nice number.
Let's do this. That's just for shits and giggles.
Do you know what 6.9 is?
No.
A good thing ruined by a period.
Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so if you go to tobacco smoke complex, okay, so this is vapes. Tobacco smoke is a complex. So it says vapes are nearly 2,000 chemicals.
Yeah, you should read the whole thing because nobody is looking at the screen but us.
I know. I was just trying to see what the difference was.
Tobacco smoke is a complex, dynamic, and reactive mixture containing around 5,000 chemicals. Now, it just said
that's Wikipedia.
Okay. Well, the Lung Association says
7,000.
There's 2,000 more. In 2021, Wikipedia claims, in 2021, researchers at Johns Hopkins University analyzed the vape aerosols of popular brands such as, I'm not going to say the names, and found nearly 2,000 chemicals, the vast majority of which are unidentified. Now, I did see a doctor. Now, you have to search this on your own because I'm not a doctor and I didn't do enough research.
I'm not a doctor, but I'll take a look.
But this guy on a video, that's just... put that where it belongs. This guy claims to be a doctor, and he says that vaping is slightly better than smoking cigarettes, but only slightly.
I say the way this shows here, and like I say, this is Wikipedia, and it says it was Johns Hopkins said there were 5,000 chemicals in cigarettes and 2,000 in a vape, the vast majority of which are unidentified.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary that I don't know if they're unidentified to Wikipedia from the survey or if they're just nobody knows what the hell they are. I would have to assume that means that they just didn't identify. Johns Hopkins didn't say what those 2,000 were.
Yeah. Here's something. People always ask me, how do I get to be 49 and I never smoked a day in my life? When I was a kid, I was always sick. Always sick. Always. I could count on one hand how many days that I didn't have something, a bug or an allergic reaction. And it was almost always my lungs, mostly allergies. So we're talking rhinitis, sinusitis, bronchitis, upper respiratory infection, bronchitis, which is a bronchial infection. Even as a young child, I knew better than to put anything into my lungs other than clean air.
Well, see, the reason that I've never smoked a cigarette is because both my parents, when I was a little kid, smoked like heavily.
Yeah, so did mine,
and I just can't stand the smell.
See, well, I'm the opposite. My dad used to smoke, and my mother used to smoke, and they used to smoke Now 100s. Remember that brand? Yep. Now 100s. Then my dad switched to smoking a pipe, and my mom just quit altogether. But like I said, even when they smoked, they had to smoke away from me because I was always having wheezing.
Right.
And I remember one of the traumatic experiences of my going to school when I was a child was the fact that most of the teachers that went to the school that I went to weren't teachers. They were coaches that they made into teachers.
There you go.
So they were jackasses and morons, in my personal opinion. And a lot of the times when I would go to gym class, I didn't have asthma all the time. I would have asthma symptoms whenever I would start breathing heavy. But the symptoms are scary as hell when you're a kid.
Oh, yeah.
When you're trying to breathe
And nothing's
and
happening.
you can't, it's terrifying.
I don't care if you're a kid or not. That's
Right.
terrifying.
But a child can process it even less than an adult. Like an adult, you immediately go, oh, crap, I need to open my lungs. I can take a shower. I can put my head over boiling water. And if that don't work, I need to go to the hospital. But a kid, you're just dependent on what adults do.
Right.
And I was surrounded by adults who were morons at school. Not my parents. My parents knew what to do because I was a mess. Anyways, so I'd be in gym and you need to run over there. And I'm like, I don't want to run over there. You need to run. You have to run or you're going to this and that. So I'd start running and then all of a sudden here's all these teachers who's supposed to be adults. Oh, shit, we better do something with this kid. And they'd take me to the nurse. The nurse had no. So I'd just sit there for an hour or two, terrified. And then the only thing that was off or over the counter at that time was Primatene Mist.
Yes.
And I'm pretty confident that that was actually just gasoline vapors. That shit didn't work, and it was horrible. If I used it, my lungs would turn to fire, and I would still be wheezing. Now, they did have albuterol back then, but you had to go to the doctor and get it. And the doctors didn't prescribe it a lot because I only had asthma symptoms when I really started huffing and puffing.
Right.
So you could say that the air is never 100% clean, especially when you're raised in the country. You know, there's a lot of pollen. There was farms nearby. So it could have been just an allergic reaction to something like pollen and that I was breathing in. But nobody knew. Nobody cared. It was the symptoms I cared about. So, again, when you grow up with that.
Right.
And I become a teenager, and all my friends need to try a cigarette. Dude, there is no way I'm going to put that in my lungs. Not my lungs. So that also is another reason why I never smoked pot. First off, it wasn't really around. You had to go looking for it.
Right.
And second, because I grew up in the country, you know, and pot was there, but you had to go. It wasn't advertised. And then if it was advertised, like when I was in my early 20s and playing in bands, I discovered very quickly that no one pushes that shit on you because every puff you take is one puff they don't get. So I would sit in this group of guys who were all stoned, and when they passed the joint to me, I just said, no, I can't, man. And they passed it. Oh, okay. You know, but I never did it because I just had this fear that as soon as I put something in my lungs, I'm going to the hospital.
Yeah, see, I've never been a smoker, never been a vapor. I just, like, even weed, like, I don't smoke weed. Never smoked weed.
Me neither.
I mean, I've tried it here or there, but I've never been like, let's get high.
I've never even tried it. Because it's just disgusting to me. Oh, really? Yeah.
It's just,
Now, I've been with people. Like, I used to have a friend. He ended up dying of leukemia, but he was a good friend, and he would get high every time I was there. We would joke and laugh and joke around, but I just scared to put it in my lungs. And then when I got into my late 30s, I kind of said, you know what? I'm 30-some years old. I've never tried a single drug that is considered an illegal drug or a recreational drug. I'm not going to do it now just because. Because I have such an untarnished record. And now I'm 49, and you won't get me to do anything.
I was going to say, I never tried any drugs until I was in my mid-20s.
Mm-hmm. That's when most people do it.
Yeah. Well, no, most people try, like, experiment with things when they're in college or whatnot.
Right.
20.
I keep forgetting I was raised in a very small town.
But, like, I never tried. And even when I tried stuff, I didn't start with no weed. I went straight for the good
heroin,
stuff.
man.
Well, I didn't do heroin either, thank you, but...
Give me a spoon, a lighter, and a needle, and gosh damn it, it's a party.
We were somewhere in the middle between weed and heroin.
I just have this thing. If you need hospital equipment to get high, you're fucking up.
Yeah, you didn't need hospital equipment for this one. You just needed...
If you need a syringe...
A credit card and a cut straw.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But, I mean, like I say, at the time, you know, where I was working and what I was doing and the people I was hanging out with, dude, listen, we literally partied like rock stars. Or with rock stars a couple
Well, that's
times,
funny because at the time, I was a rock star. I was in a band. I had my own apartment. I had a good job, and I never touched the shit.
Yeah, well,
after watching that one guitarist try to light a cigarette, I just decided cocaine wasn't for me. Okay, here's the story.
Well, I'd say I don't know what video you're speaking of, but yeah.
No, this wasn't a video. This really happened. So I was in a band. I was opening up for, give you the backstory, Ripper Owens, who was in Judas Priest for a minute.
Tim, I know Tim.
Yeah, Timmy used to be in a band called British Steel, which was a Judas Priest tribute band. Back then, he was Timmy Owens. Anyways, we opened up for him, the band that I was in, and we were at a place called Ron's Crossroads. It was up in Cuyahoga Falls. And they had this very small, it was considered a green room, but it was a fucking closet. And I, being the first time on stage in that place and, you know, all this, I'm all excited. I want to be in the green room with these guys who I didn't know. There was a guitarist that wasn't in that band. He was hanging out with him, and he was doing coke. Now, I don't know anything about coke. I don't know how much is too much and all that.
Depends on the person.
And he could have been high on other stuff. But at the time, I saw him do like 2 lines. And then I'm like, oh.
Okay, so are we talking lines or are we
I don't
talking
know.
lines?
No, it wasn't. It was a line about maybe that long.
Okay, I would say.
And how wide, I don't know. I wasn't that close to him.
Well, yeah.
So
There's
he
weird
did 2
differences.
lines, and then he leaned back, and I'm thinking, uh-oh. Because I don't know anything. Then he pulls out a cigarette, and I swear to God, instead of putting the cigarette in his mouth, he missed and stuck it up his nose. So now he has his cigarette sticking out of his fucking nose, and he grabs his lighter, and he's doing this. He's way the fuck far away, and he's going with his like doing like, and he's flicking the lighter on it, and the cigarette's dancing around, and I'm looking at myself, and yes, it's funny,
Yeah.
but I'm going, that dude's fucked up.
Well, I'll give it to you like this. I'm a guy that has dabbled, and by dabbled mean been fully immersed in the cocaine scene.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing something else.
Oh, he was on something else?
Yeah. Like when you do coke, you are just like hyper aware.
I think it was before Oxycontins, though, so he wasn't doing crushed up oxys.
He could have been doing ludes, whatever.
Yeah,
Who knows?
Yeah. Anyways, but it looked like it was white powder. That's all I can tell you.
And yeah, he might have been doing the coke to get out of hole whatever he was in.
Yeah.
From doing whatever he did before he walked in the room. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it just didn't kick in yet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it kicks in pretty quick, but that's the other thing I would tell you. Like, if you see people that do cocaine, they drink like it's their job, and they never get drunk because they counteract each other. Exactly.
Wow.
And some people that do coke will be like, okay, I need to tame this buzz down. Give me a shot. You know, stuff like that. But yeah, cocaine is an upper. It doesn't make you go. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's exactly the opposite. It makes you hyper aware. You're awake. Boom. What's going on? It makes you happy. Like, you know how when you drink a little bit, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. Like when you drink, you kind of lose that little bit of an inhibition. Like, you know, you can talk to people a little better. You know.
It loosens you up.
Yeah.
Mellows you out.
It's the same way, but you are not calm.
You kind of like this?
Well, you don't have to necessarily be like that, but you talk a little faster. You are more like, you know, we're talking like this.
Right.
If I was on coke, I'd be like, so yeah, you know what I mean.
Anyways, I was at this one place, I couldn't believe it. I could have all over the place, and I was at the store and party.
See, like I say, you ain't gonna be like that, but you can definitely tell because I would probably be more like, so Mark, you know, remember the time that we, yeah. So
Like when you said Ricky was a miracle.
So anyway,
I'll have to take your word for it.
but that's the difference. It doesn't make you do.
Now, my question is: now they have this stuff called Alpha Brain. Is that cocaine?
No, they're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, just not.
But now that we're on the subject, I seen a meme the other day that I totally agree with.
What's that?
Coca-Cola, quit fucking with the goddamn parameter. Put the cocaine back in it or leave it alone.
You know that was the #1 tweet ever on Twitter is when Elon Musk said they need to put the cocaine back in Coca-Cola. All right, peeps, we're out of time.
Are we really?
Yes.
We never even got to get to your rant that we forgot about last week.
That's okay. We'll get. I haven't done any research, and I probably should. But we're not going to go 20 minutes over this time. We're going to cut it now.
All right, we're going to say.
But I will say this: next Saturday, November the 18th.
Right. Well, this will come out on the 17th.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Dum dum dum.
Tomorrow, if you're in Northeast Ohio, it'll be November 18th at 5 p.m. Massillon will be having their Christmas and tree lighting parade. Please come down and check us out. It goes from 8th Street down to downtown Massillon.
Which is what, like 4 blocks, 5 blocks?
Well, it's 8 blocks.
Is it actually? Is it actually 8 blocks? Okay.
Yeah.
We didn't think it was that long. We were kind of talking about that the other day. Me and my girlfriend. We didn't think it was.
It goes
8
all the
blocks.
way down the road, so to speak.
Okay.
But yeah, there's lots of places to park if you park on the south side or the north side of Lincoln Way.
Right.
It actually is a really nice parade. I go every year just because. But this year we are in it.
We get to be in it.
Me
yeah.
and Patrick will be in it. I'll be on one side of the van. Patrick will be on the other. We have the van all decorated. We got some of our friends and some of the friends' kids handing out candy and business cards. Come down, support us, support the parade. Just, it's a good time. Bring your kids. We're not going to do anything gross or anything inappropriate.
No, we're not like that. I will say though, it starts at 5. I would say it'd probably be there 35 minutes or
At
so
least,
early,
at
just
least
so you can
4:30.
get a spot to stand.
But if it's not too cold and you don't mind standing, the earlier the better.
Right.
As a matter of fact, one year the wife and I thought about dropping our car off downtown at like noon and then Ubering back home and then having a friend
take you back down.
Right. So I'm just saying.
Well, see, the other thing too, like if you get there early and you find a spot and you got lawn chairs or whatever, set it up, and there's a lot of businesses there that are open. You could go and grab a bite to eat. You could do whatever. There's a lot of things going on downtown.
And if you know us, come on up to 8th Street and say hi.
Yeah, hang out and say what's up.
Be a big white minivan, and Patrick and I will be there. I'll probably be decorating up the van, but you can come say hi, shake my hand. I'd love to talk with you. And then there'll be a big tree lighting ceremony
Afterwards,
at the end. Yeah. So, like I said, November 18th, Saturday at 5 p.m., come down to Massillon, check out the parade. It's a good time. Santa Claus is at the end of it. There'll be a couple of marching bands, so come check us out. And if you do check us out, please videotape with your phone. Put it on YouTube or
and
give it
send
to
that
us.
to us. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
even if you don't send it to us, just put it up. Be a supporter. Help us out.
Throw it up, see what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're going to try and do a little bit of recording while we're there. But seeing as how we've never had to do that kind of thing, it's either going to work or it's going to be a flop. And we kind of understand that.
I can make it work.
I mean, we're going to make it work, but it's either going to be really, really good or it's just going to be,
we'll see.
Yeah. So, like I said, but there again, it's our first time trying to video something of that nature. So, I mean, bear with us. It might not be perfect.
Everyone knows how to use their cell phone, so I'm going to have everyone videotaping with cell phones.
Right.
But anyway, so come on down. 5 p.m., November 18th. It's on a Saturday.
Yep.
You rain or shine. Hopefully, let's pray for sunshine because that's so much more fun than standing in the rain.
And hopefully by then, because Thursday, before that, I got to go see the orthopedist. Maybe I'll be out of this size 30 boot that they got me in here.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you what, this thing is killing my other knee.
Oh.
Because I'm tilted?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, there you go. Patrick got to come up and smack his foot.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, listen, do not smack me in the foot. I might start swinging.
But I won't. Anyways, but yeah, so come on up, see us, and we'll let you know. And as soon as I get all the footage, I'll put the video together and I'll put it up on YouTube and all that. So,
so come see us next Saturday. Mm-hmm. It'll be a fun time.
It will be.
Bring your kids.
Yeah.
They said
come say hi. Find us at the end and come up and say hi. Shoot the breeze a little bit. We have to deconstruct the van anyways.
Right. So yeah, and like I said, we'll
put your ass to work.
We won't be the only ones, I think, that are probably handing out candy and stuff. So if your kids are there, they might get some candy.
Trick or treat all over again.
The only thing we ask is, please be courteous and don't throw the wrappers on the ground.
Don't throw people.
Well, yeah, and if you're an adult, please don't be pushing little kids out of the way because you see a Tootsie Roll and want one.
Yeah. If you're that desperate for candy, hit us up afterwards. We'll give you some candy.
We'll just give you some candy. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, my girlfriend, she used to do the zombie walks, and she said that she's seen that a few times where the adults were getting shoved with the kids because they wanted a certain piece of candy, and I'm like, wow. And then the other thing she says when they
adult children,
that afterwards they would have to go back and walk the route and pick up all the garbage because people were just throwing it around. So we're just gonna put that out there now. Don't be that guy or girl or whatever. Just be polite. Treat the parade route as if it was your front yard. Well, there's probably some people that will still, Some people just don't.
I think it'll be all right.
But yeah, be nice to the environment. Just because we're giving out candy doesn't mean it's
we don't want the sewers all clogged up with Tootsie Roll Raptors
or whatever. Yeah, other candies we have.
That would be wrappers, not Raptors.
Yeah. Well, if they're Tootsie Roll Raptors, I want to
be running,
dude. I want to see that.
I'm going to be running.
I want to see that.
I may lose a pound.
Yeah, there's another great tip for everybody out there. If you ever see Mark running, you better start hauling ass because something bad's going down.
Either that or just be faster.
Right. You don't got to run fast, just faster than Mark.
All right, I'm going to kill this.
All right, we're out of here. Have a
Next
good weekend.
week, I'll see you at the parade.
Yep. Bye.